Have you ever felt like you are living in a poorly written script, repeating the same painful mistakes over and over again in your life? You encounter the same toxic partners or face identical professional failures, trapped in a recurring cycle that seems to have no visible exit or end. This feeling of deja vu is not a coincidence. It is the signature of a deeper mechanism working within the hidden layers of your subconscious mind. As the pieces of your reality seem to break, you might find yourself asking, why me? Why does this specific tragedy keep happening at this time? The great psychologist Carl Jung once stated that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Today, we are not going to talk about bad luck or simple misfortune. Instead, we are diving deep into the hidden blueprint of your soul. We will explore why your mind seems to gravitate towards certain tragedies and how you can finally break free from these invisible, heavy psychological chains. Your life story is being written by a hand you do not recognize. It is time to take the pen back and rewrite your destiny. Let us begin the journey of understanding the archetypes and patterns that have been silently orchestrating every major event in your personal human experience. Jung believed that we are not born as blank slates. We carry within us the collective unconscious, a vast ocean of memories from our ancestors. Our surface thoughts are just the tip of the iceberg. Below them lies the personal, unconscious, and deeper still, the shared heritage of all humanity. These are the archetypes' primordial patterns that live within every one of us, shaping how we perceive love, conflict, success, and even our own personal suffering. The tragedies you face might not be uniquely yours. They could be ancestral echoes trying to find a resolution through your current lived life experiences. Your mind vibrates in harmony with these ancient motifs. You are drawn to certain people and situations because they match the blueprint already inside you. You do not meet tragedy by accident. Your soul is attempting to complete a story that was started long before you were even a thought. This inheritance in your blood is a library of wisdom, but without awareness, it becomes a cage of repetitive cycles that keep you stuck. To understand why your life repeats itself, you must first look at the invisible threads that tie you to the history of the human race. We are walking mirrors of the past. Every struggle you face is an opportunity to heal a pattern that has persisted for many generations. The collective unconscious provides the map, but you are the one walking the path. Understanding these patterns is the first step toward true liberation. By acknowledging this hidden heritage, we begin to see that our personal dramas are part of a much larger, more significant cosmic play of consciousness. Jung introduced the concept of synchronicity, the idea that meaningful coincidences are not just random events, but bridges between the mind and reality. Have you ever thought of someone just before they called or found a solution to a problem in a random billboard you saw on the street? These moments of meaningful coincidence occur when your internal state aligns perfectly with an external event, proving that mind and matter are connected. When a tragedy repeats, it is often a powerful synchronicity. The universe is reflecting back to you a conflict that still exists within your soul. It is not bad luck, it is a wake-up call. The world acts as a mirror, showing you exactly where you need to grow and heal. The soul uses these external shocks to get your attention. It is trying to pull you out of your unconscious slumber and into awareness. Synchronicity suggests that the universe is not a cold, dead machine, but a living dialogue between your deepest self and the external world. When you ignore the subtle signs, the message becomes louder and more painful. The tragedy is simply the loudest way for the soul to speak. By learning to read these signs, you can stop being a victim of luck and start understanding the profound intelligence behind every event. Synchronicity is the language of the unconscious. It tells us that nothing is truly accidental when seen from the perspective of the whole self. Embrace these coincidences. They are the keys to unlocking the blueprint and understanding why you are exactly where you need to be right now. We all wear a persona, the mask we show to the world to be accepted, loved, and to fit into the social structures around us. But while we polish the mask, we ignore the shadow, the hidden part of our personality that contains everything we have suppressed or denied. The more you hide your shadow, the more power it gains. It begins to project itself onto the world, creating conflicts in your external reality. When you repeatedly attract toxic people, it is often your shadow seeking the traits you've denied in yourself, forcing you to finally face them. The shadow is not evil, it is just unexamined. It contains your lost passions, your raw power, and the parts of you that were shamed. Tragedy happens when the tension between your persona and your shadow becomes too great. The mask must break for the soul to breathe again. The shadow creates accidents to sabotage your fake life so that your true self can finally be born from the wreckage of the old. Integrating the shadow is the hardest work a human can do. It requires looking into the dark and saying, yes, this is also me. Ask yourself, are you living your truth, or are you just a character in a play written by your parents and your culture's expectations? The recurring pain stops when you no longer need to hide. When the mask is gone, the shadow no longer needs to cause chaos. Owning your dark side is the only way to reach the light. It is the end of the tragedy and the beginning of your authentic life. Jung called this journey individuation, the process of becoming the unique individual you were always meant to be, separate from the collective crowd. Many feel like outcasts because they are the ones destined to break the old patterns of their family and their society's limited beliefs. If you feel weird or misunderstood, it is because you are a pioneer. You are the one your lineage has sent to forge a new path. Individuation is not about being perfect. It is about being whole. It is about bringing together your light and your darkness into harmony. When you stop fighting yourself, the external world stops fighting you. The tragedies that used to define you simply lose their power to return. You are transitioning from being a victim of fate to becoming a conscious co-creator of your reality. The mountain path is hard, but necessary. The tragedies were actually the friction required to burn away your false self. Without that heat, you could never have transformed into who you are. Your difference is not a flaw. It is a gift to a world that desperately needs people who have the courage to be truly themselves. The individuated person can walk through the storms of life without being drowned by them, for they have found the center within themselves. You are like this tree strong enough to stand alone because you are deeply rooted in the truth of your own soul's unique blueprint. The story of your life is no longer a tragedy. It is an epic of awakening, a journey of a soul returning to its home. Every step you take in awareness is a victory for all of humanity. You are breaking the chains for everyone who comes after you. The cycle of Sisyphus ends here. You no longer need to push the stone. You have grown wings to fly over the mountain instead. This is the promise of individuation, that you can finally see yourself as you truly are, a divine spark in a human form. Your mission is to live this truth. The blueprint of the unconscious is now your masterpiece to design and build as you choose. Now, it is time for a moment of truth. Let us look inward and ask the questions that the unconscious has been trying to pose. What is the one thing you are most afraid to admit to yourself? That fear is the gateway to your most hidden power. Think about the person who irritates you most. What part of them is a mirror of a part of you that you have rejected? You are the author now. If you could rewrite the last 5 years of your life without fear, what would the first sentence be? Insight is the first step. Once you see the pattern, you can no longer be its blind victim. The light of awareness dissolves the illusion. Are you being tested by the universe, or are you being woken up by your own soul? The answer depends entirely on your perspective. Stop blaming fate for the recurring themes in your life. Instead, ask what lesson is hidden behind the pain that you keep inviting back. The complexity of your problems is just a cover for a simple truth you are not yet ready to accept about your own inner nature. Look deeply at the person you have become. Is this who you wanted to be, or is this who you were told to be by others? The door to your liberation has always been unlocked. You were just waiting for the moment you felt worthy enough to finally walk through it. Biographical tragedies are not sentences. They are directions. They point toward the parts of you that are ready to be healed and integrated today. You do not meet difficulties by chance. You meet them to become the person you were always destined to be in this vast universe. I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. These words by Jung are your new foundation for living life. You are no longer a victim of an unconscious blueprint. From this moment on, You are the architect of your own destiny and your soul. Let go of the old stories. They serve their purpose by bringing you to this moment of awakening. You are finally free to fly away. When you heal yourself, you contribute to the healing of the collective. Your light ripples outward, touching lives you will never even meet. The journey of the soul is long, but you have finally found the map. Trust the process and trust the wisdom that lives within you. Stop being a victim of the unconscious blueprint and start becoming the architect of your own soul. Thank you for joining this journey of awakening.